Have you ever found yourself saying, I'll just do it myself only. I don't want to depend on anyone. I'm used to handling everything alone, so I'm just going to do it. At first, it feels like a lot of strength that you have. You're capable, you're reliable, you're resilient. But sometimes, what looks like independence on the outside is actually something very, very deep on the inside because hyper independence is not about confidence. Hyper independence is a defense mechanism, a way of protecting yourself from disappointment, rejection, or emotional hurt. And today we are exploring this quiet pattern that many strong women carry without even realizing. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. I'm your host, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach and the founder of the Freedom Divas Hub. And today's topic is one that many women resonate with, especially those who are strong, capable, and used to doing everything themselves, holding everything together. Hyper independence, the kind of independence that makes you self sufficient but sometimes emotionally isolated. The kind of strength that helps you survive, yes, but may also make it difficult for you to receive support. Because real strength is not about doing everything yourself alone. Real strength also includes the ability to trust, receive, and allow people to help you, allow new connections to come your way. So let's explore how hyperindependence forms and how we can soften it without losing our strength, our core strength. Firstly, understand where hyperindependence begins because it often begins as a response to some past experience of yours. Perhaps there were moments when support was not available to you and then you ended up doing things yourself. Moments when you had to grow up too quickly. Moments when you learned that relying on others led to disappointment. So you learned over time to adapt. You adapted. You became resourceful, you became self reliant, you became emotionally strong, and those qualities helped you move forward in life. But over time, the same survival strategy can turn into a belief that it's safer if you don't have someone, which is not true. Because this belief can slowly close the door to deeper connections coming your way. Number two, notice the hidden exhaustion. So, on the surface, hyper independent people often appear very, very capable. They'll handle all their problems very quickly, they'll manage their responsibilities very efficiently, and they'll never ask for help. Never. But beneath that strength, there can also be a deep emotional fatigue. Carrying everything alone can be very, very overwhelming. Not because you're weak, not because you cannot do it, but because as a human being, you're not meant to navigate life completely alone. Sometimes the strongest people are simply the ones who never allowed themselves to rest in somebody else's support. And that does not make them just so good and just so strong. That shows that, this is what we don't know about them, but this is what they do not get or they truly need. Number three, recognize the fear behind the strength. Hyperindependence is often connected to a quiet fear, the fear of vulnerability, of you being vulnerable. If you don't rely on anyone, you can't be disappointed. Is that something you've been telling yourself? If you don't need anyone, you can't be hurt. So the mind creates a kind of a protective strategy or defense mechanism. Handle everything yourself. But emotional closeness requires something very different. It requires the courage to say that, okay, I don't have to do everything alone, yeah. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for support. And that shift can feel uncomfortable initially because you're not used to this, but it can also be very, very healing along the way. Number four, redefine what true strength looks like to you. So many women equate strength with self-sufficiency. Many women say that true emotional strength includes something, where you don't depend on somebody else. But the fact is, true strength means that you know when to lead, you know when to receive support, you know when to ask for help, and you know when to soften up. Strength and vulnerability are not opposites. Like, we all think they are, but they are not. In fact, vulnerability often reveals the deepest form of strength. Yes, if you are vulnerable girl, you are strong because you have the strength to be real. Number 5, allow safe support into your life. Healing hyper independence does not mean that you have to lose your independence, okay? It means that you allow safe and supportive connections to enter your life. You let people listen to you, you let people support you, you let people share your emotional weight, because independence becomes truly powerful when it exists alongside connection, not in isolation. And when women learn to balance strength with openness, they experience something really beautiful: relationships that feel safe, supportive, and emotionally nourishing. So, if today's episode resonated with you, like, comment, share this with somebody who needs to hear this today, and do not forget to subscribe to the Flight to Fulfillment podcast on either Substack or YouTube or Spotify or Apple, wherever you're more comfortable, so that you don't miss out on a single dose of inspiration and motivation coming your way. And of course, until next time, this is me, Radhika Seth, your life enhancement coach, signing off for now. But asking you to be yourself, asking you to remember that you are strong and supported at the same time, that you can be independent and connected at the same time, that you are capable. All you need to be is you need to be open to receiving. And if conversations like these speak, to your heart, if you really believe in whatever I've said today, I invite you to come and join me in my community, the Freedom Divas Hub, where women come together to build a life of emotional freedom and conscious relationships for themselves, where women learn to be authentically fulfilled. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.